Stock of the day, thought we'd take a look at Pacific Smiles. Rejected an unsolicited $223 million takeover proposal from one of its biggest shareholders, Genesis Capital, but has left the door open on a possible compromise. The $1.40 per share bid was lobbed on December 18 after Genesis amassed its stake in the market. The board of Pacific Smiles acknowledged its share price performance has been disappointing, but it is confident in the group's prospects. The group, which tapped former Wesfarmers health executive Andrew Vidler as chief executive after the bid, says Genesis's offer is opportunistic and materially undervalues the group, but it is offering Genesis limited access to certain non-public information on a non-exclusive basis to see if it's able to formulate a materially improved proposal. So I suppose the big question is for Pacific Smiles shareholders, Mathan, is do you take your money a run at $1.44 because of the big jump up, or do you wait for potentially a higher offer from Genesis?
Yeah, no management ever says that was a great offer after the share price has fallen apart. Yeah. So it is an opportunistic bid, but what do you expect? If the business is struggling, then people will look at the asset. So I think it's great for the shareholders. Finally, some positive news coming out. I think it's an interesting asset. Nobody wants to jump into these kind of businesses when everything is hot and the economy. I mean, the market's running hot on rate cut hope. Don't get me started on that. But that being said, this is not a high growth play, so it's not going to get the interest. So obviously it's come off hard and it is an opportunistic bid. That makes sense. Do they want to say no? Not really. They want to keep the support onto the share price, so they'll keep them interested, but they want a higher price. Management needs to get something better. So if you're a shareholder, I'll be holding, because look, the management gets paid to sit around and do not a lot. So in that context, do they want to give up their jobs? Probably not. So in that context, I think they'll try and fight for a better deal. And when you're in Christmas time, this is when fund managers want to get their share price boosted. It's funny how you get M&A at the end of the year or end of a quarter. Yeah. And so this is getting rejected as expected, but this is good for the share price. It'll hold it in the short term.
Okay. And I think so you'd hold the whole lot, because before this bid, it was at a 5-year low, the Pacific Smiles share price. You would think if there was no ongoing discussion, or Genesis goes, after going in and having a look at the books, as we've seen previously, no, I'm not interested, then the share price goes back.
It does, but in reality, you've already taken the majority of the pain. It's a defensive business. M&A consolidation is potential. I know private equity has been looking this similar kind of businesses for over the last 6 to 9 months. So I think that the M&A will continue to play in this sector. I actually like this stock for that reason. I just didn't know where the bottom was, and you never know when the bid comes in. So this has put interest back in that sector. So I think you hold on. I think you've taken the pain. You might as well ride it out and see what happens.
Howard, what would you be doing?
Yeah, I mean, the reason the share price is down to such a low is its earnings are down. The last 4 years have been pretty disastrous. Before that, it was doing quite well. Yeah. ROEs collapsed, earnings per shares collapsed.
Lockdown wouldn't have helped, would it?
No, it certainly wouldn't. Obviously, that wouldn't help this business, but it doesn't look good. So sure, as Mathan says, it's an opportunistic bid. Who makes a bid that's over the top? You start with an opportunistic bid, and management always says it undervalues the business because, as Mathan says, they don't want to lose their jobs. But almost certainly a higher bid will come back in, either from Genesis or somebody else a little bit higher. But certainly if I was a shareholder, I'd be so pleased about this because it would give me an opportunity to get out. But I'd hang on right now with the idea of getting out probably a bit higher. The other company that got bought out some years ago that was in the same field was 1300 Smiles, which was a far better run business. And, Daryl Holmes really ran that for the benefit of shareholders, and it proved a terrific wealth winner for our TeamInvest members over many years. But it also got bought out. But that got bought out at the top at a wonderful price. Yep. So we all did extremely well out of it. This one doesn't look as good, it never did.
Right.
But if you own it, yeah, hang on a while longer, you'll probably get a slightly better offer, but then say, thank you very much. What a lovely Christmas present. I'm glad I got out.
All your Christmases have come at once.
Absolutely.
You've got an exit.
Absolutely.